All right, so I think now combination of the lathe with the 1100 and then the fourth axis also, I feel really confident I can pretty much make pretty much any kind of part I need for any project. I don't really feel, I'm not held back by my equipment at all anymore. I don't think so. Well, yeah, my name is Jesse Hayes. I'm the co-founder of a video game company, and I also have a company called Puzzlebox Entertainment I'm owner of. Aside from that, I pretty much have a million hobbies and love to make things and create. When I was researching on what machine to get, the Tormach really caught my eye just honestly based on customer reviews, and I just heard the tremendously good support that I've read about. Also, just his footprint and his capability really were what drove me towards it. I've kind of got a really small workspace, so I needed to fit in my garage. The other solutions that Tormach offers with it also was a nice plus. I just, everything's going to work together, not kind of piecing things from other machines onto it. It just, especially when I was kind of getting started, it was something that made it really easy and I got into quickly. Every interaction I've had with Tormach has been excellent. The machines are really easy to set up. There's good instructions. Delivery's pretty simple. Setup's pretty simple. You just pretty much can get going right away. You don't really have any problems. Any tiny little minor problems I had, got on the phone and instantly solved right away. And I looked at quite a few other options, and it definitely it fit the bill at the time perfectly.
So looking around the garage, I see what looks like a Ghostbusters proton pack.
Yeah, proton pack. So I built, again, a lot of different odd movie props. That's one of the first projects I used my Tormach on, as well as just machining some of the aluminum parts for that. That kind of got me, again, this whole process of doing these props and doing this engineering, I just love to learn things. I love to learn things and figure stuff out on my own. Like, I ended up building the wand, it's called, for the proton pack by just profiling out parts on the Tormach, and then I'd never welded anything, let alone TIG welded, so I ended up getting a TIG welder and just learned how to TIG weld, so I needed to that's what it required to finish the prop. So it's really fun. It's like every time I do one of those little projects, I kind of focus on something new I can learn and some new tool I can learn or how to use it, and just build up enough knowledge to kind of be able to make whatever I want in the future. Since I've always kind of like built different kind of little smaller robots and just different engineering projects, I ended up seeing an R2 at a maker fair, and I was really excited. It seemed like just like a really fun project to build. There's a club out there called the R2 Builders Club, which if you're interested in building an R2, check them out. It's just astromech.net, and you're gonna find just tons of helpful people out there. Since it's really expensive to go and get something machined yourself, what the users will do is the user group will get together and they might say, we're gonna build 100 of these little gizmos, and everyone will pool their money and share like that. And that's a great way to do it, and it's awesome and helps each other out. But if you just kind of, sometimes like really long waiting periods to get those processes going, and so I wanted to kind of produce some of those parts myself. And once I even got into that, I actually started producing multiple of the parts as well, and was able to share those with some of the club members also. And so it's definitely nice to be able to design your own parts and machine them all completely for yourself. Yeah. The other R2 I've been building, the fun part about R2 is you can just continually add gadgets and little computer arms and periscopes, and one of the really tricky things is to get the 2 to 3 leg transition going. That's where he can kind of stand up on 2 legs and go. So the second R2, I kind of want to take to that level, which is really difficult, and if you're thinking of building an R2, you shouldn't start with that. But it's definitely it's going to be a fun challenge for sure. The Force Awakens came out, and I built Rey's blaster from that. And that was kind of a fun project because there's a very limited amount of information on that, especially before it came out on Blu-ray. You're just looking at, just based on memory or screenshots or things you might have seen display at Disneyland, for instance. And it's kind of reverse engineering and trying to figure out all the sizes and relative measurements, and then just basically reproducing that as closely as you can in the movie is definitely kind of a fun part of the process for me. Again, I do a lot of the kind of movie prop, fun stuff, robots. One of the things too, I'm like really into kind of like telescope astrophotography stuff. I've been doing stuff for that kind of stuff, kind of little mini observatory kind of thing set up. Anyway, I got a lot of kind of personal R&D sort of type projects going on. And again, the process, I love designing things. Again, whether it's a video game, programming, art for it, whatever. Right now, the part that intrigues me is the designing part and the prototyping part. So that's something that these machines right now I feel are completely perfect for. Prototyping work, it's perfect. I mean, price-wise, everything's perfect for that. So anyways, I could not live without the tool changer. I mean, personally, just because the machine runs so solid, I can set up a part, I feel completely comfortable. Even if it's like a 2-hour cycle, I feel completely confident. I'll just go in the house and just let it come. And I'll come out 2 hours later and there's the part finished right there. So I started a YouTube channel to kind of go back and document some of the process and kind of have a little bit of a record, and then hopefully also maybe some people can learn from it as well, because I've actually learned a ton from other users on YouTube. I kind of heard John Saunders say the same thing, kind of paying it forward. He used that term on his channel, and I've learned so much from his channel and in Grimsmo and a bunch of those guys. And I'm starting to get into more of the like some of the just old school machinist stuff, like Tom Lipton and those guys. I mean, there's some just great info out there, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just learning, having fun learning this stuff. And so basically, if I can give a little bit of info, that's cool. I just got the lathe. I was pretty excited to get the lathe, and it's kind of funny. I kind of always wanted a lathe. I've had a little, I don't know if you can see it back there, a little bit of a Harbor Freight little mini lathe out there that does okay. It's kind of fun. But I wanted to create some of the pieces for Raised Blaster specifically with it, and I was like, kind of look at a lathe here, and like Tormach really seemed like the only option out there that kind of fits the bill as far as CNC lathe, among the size and capability. And so I ended up getting that, and it's been awesome. It's been super easy to use. It's super powerful. I've been using Fusion 360 to basically do the CAD and cam for it, and so I pretty much made all the round parts. So I think now combination of the lathe with the 1100 and then the 4th axis also, I feel really confident I can pretty much make pretty much any kind of part I need for any project. I don't really feel, I'm not held back by my equipment at all anymore, I don't think.